So let's do this. In the upper right, our German player, 1 of 2, down 1 game. He needs your love. Give it up for Socke. And in the lower left, we have our Terran player playing very well, very aggressively. Give it up for GoOdy. You know, it's so cool to be down here and have this audience. You know, day number 1 of us coming down here. We actually weren't cast, and I guess it was day number 2. So I guess technically, day number 2, we had such a dull audience for the day that we cast it the first time. I was a little bit worried, but, you know, guys, it's so great to have you guys down here so early in the morning. Thank you guys for coming in.
Yeah.
It's a treat to be down here in Germany. You guys have great people and great beer. Please bring us back.
And for anyone just joining us, whether they're in the audience or elsewhere on the internet, and thinking, whoa, this is a TVP. I thought there was just Zergs and Terrans left in the Intel Extreme Masters. Guys, this is the round of 4 of the last qualifier to the EPS finals. EPS, it's this great league in Germany. It's been going on for years and years and years. And this day will end the rankings. If Socke can win one of his 2 matches today, if he can basically not get 4th out of the 4 players remaining, he will be in and Hasselabs will be out. These are the 2 guys that win the most. So this is like a really big, important cup that we're watching.
Yeah, this tournament here is actually legendary. It is so old school. It's funny to see tournaments from this long ago now here in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, it's great to see too. You know, EPS really helps to support the German scene, and in fact, sometimes we have non-German players moving into Germany and participating as well.
Well, look at this, Artosis. Just 1 probe mining gas. What are your thoughts? Normally we see, well, not normally, occasionally I should say, we see 2.
Well,
but, 1 mining gas with a Nexus coming up here.
You know, it's fine. It's just a little variation that we sometimes see. Some pro gamers like to get that Nexus up a little bit quicker, and you can notice that he scouted really quick with the probe, so he was checking to make sure he'd be fine. Because, for instance, if GoOdy had gone 2 barracks and just sent some SCVs with the Marines, 100% Socke is going to die going for this, you know, the gas and then the Nexus before core. But as is, he was completely fine doing it. It's just going to be a little bit slower soccer, but nothing here really matters. You know, these guys are just both expanding as quickly as they can.
So we're going into the macro game here. Cybernetics core in the way. When that finishes up, we're going to know exactly what the Protoss is up to. Protoss does have a lot of options. I would actually say more options than Terran as far as unit composition goes. Terran does have a lot of different strategies they can use, but it's always with the same units.
You know what? That's a really interesting and good way to put it. There's not that many compositions that are common. I mean, there's many all-in compositions, but for a real game, you know, there's, I guess, some players still use a little bit of mech, but that's very, very uncommon. It's mostly just the Marine Marauder medevac with, you know, Vikings and Ghosts when you need them. And then occasionally we've seen pop up a little bit lately, Siege Tank Marine against players that don't go Colossus first. But yeah, that's so true, Tasteless.
As you guys can see here, we now have all the probes on the gas, so it's going to normalize a little bit. And we got a Stalker out here doing a little bit of scouting. He's going to go ahead and go to the Zelnaga Watchtower. Just control that. Or not. Okay, now he is.
All right. So, GoOdy, just very standard, just like last game. You know, he's got his 3 Raxes up. He's getting his double gas. For sure, he's going to get some medevacs and start to move out. That's just the way that GoOdy likes to play it. Socke, on the other hand, I actually expect the same thing out of him as last game. A robo and then his double gas going up. So, we'll see that in a second as he just started gates 2 and 3.
Gas now being taken here at the expansion. So, he's going to be on 3 gas pretty soon here. And we should be seeing a robo pretty quickly here. Socke probably going to do the same build as game number 1.
You know, it is a bit peculiar, though, that he got that 3rd gas before the robo. That's kind of interesting. We'll see what he wants to actually do with that. Will he throw up a couple forges? I think so.
Can't see what else he would do, actually. A warp gate done, and now the warp gate is going to be underway. Again, this build order from Socke, with the exception of the slightly earlier 3rd gas, very, very standard stuff. Yeah. So, you know, it should be you know, a pretty standard PVT here early on. few sentries over here at the front. Meanwhile, for the Terran, some Marines and a bunker. And let's see here, factory. And right after that, the starport will probably be positioned around over here for the medevacs.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, that's a nice position. They can rally out just a little bit quicker. Now, you know, it's such a standard copy of the game before. We got to see, will GoOdy lose those early units that he lost last game against Socke, where Socke was like, oh, okay, I can absolutely take this third now. And will GoOdy actually try some drops this time? Because last game, did he drop one time? I don't think he did. Yeah, he was just walking around the map with his units.
He just stayed in the center of the map. It was actually Socke who went for the harass last game. Which failed, by the way.
But this is a good map for drops. I mean, the main base is kind of big and open. You can definitely sneak in a medevac here and there, like up in this area. So we'll see if GoOdy can get some early damage in. Because last time, even though he ended up winning the game, he got 0 early damage. It was literally one fight that ended it.
And we got another observer coming out here. We don't have a robotic support blade, do we?
No, we do not have that yet.
So this is where it branches out.
Yeah, he's switching it up, and this explains the speed of that third gas a little bit better. He's getting a Twilight and adding the gates. So he's actually using the robo at this moment just for observers, and in fact, even going up to a third, which I got to say, I love it when Protoss get at least 3 observers.
Yeah, all too often we see Protoss is getting 1 observer, and then it gets shot down, and they're going Colossus, so they're stuck. So this is definitely a little bit of a safer way for Socke to approach this game. It seems like in that last game he thought he had more than he actually did. And when the engagement went down, he suddenly realized, oh my God, why am I out in the open? I'm getting run over. Big mistake here. Yep. So with this observer here, as you can see, he's going to have a great idea of exactly what the Terran has, as long as those observers don't get scanned and killed.
Well, GoOdy is moving out. We do have Charge, a Photon Cannon, and Templar Archives on the way, so Socke not planning to go Colossus for a very long time. That's going to make holding this harder, but if he micros right, he definitely can.
Right, Marauders and Marines and medevacs coming up here. A scan, a survey, how many sentries exactly are there? This is actually a really good timing by GoOdy.
And here we go. Nice force fields coming out. Those Zealots trapping quite a few, but a lot of them do end up running away. Good job there, but backs up the Zealots. Nice micro by Socke, holding on tight for now.
And the Stalkers and Zealots is going here again.
I didn't like those force fields quite as much. Should have trapped a little bit more, but GoOdy a little bit too quick there, running back.
There might not be enough Zealots here. He's going to try to warp it some more. They're there to be the sponge for the damage. GoOdy being pushed back, or excuse me, Socke being pushed back, and GoOdy now closing in. More Zealots warped into the back, but a lot of damage being given here by GoOdy to Socke. 108 to 75 supply.
And it looks like Socke will be able to just barely does end up cleaning this up, but GoOdy definitely took a lead there. Uh-oh. that was a little trap right there.
Yeah.
But Charge is about to finish, and as Charge finishes, this little podunk army is going to have to go home.
GoOdy almost making this look easy.
Yeah, that's why I was talking in the first game about how I feel like a Colossus opening is the best against GoOdy, because that exact attack is going to happen every single time. And it's a powerful timing against someone who's going Twilight, especially when it's a safe Twilight with 3 observers out before it. So, obviously we see that he wanted to change it up a little bit. But, I mean, he took a lot of damage because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to switch to your computer, Artosis.
Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of a screen lag going on, but mine has that as well.
Looks like the third base is under attack here. Going to be canceled.
Oh, here, go ahead and log out of that, Tasteless.
All right, here, Artosis.
Yeah, you got to quit that game.
All right, here, I'm going to get out of this game. Give me 1 second. Oh, wait. It's gone away now.
Okay.
Come back onto the game screen. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
Okay. So
anyways, onto this game. We got an engagement going on here. And the Archon being gunned down.
And
Immortal 2.
This is too much, man. Storm is not quite done. He has a High Templar. It's not going to do anything, though. Zealot's all charging forward. But GoOdy has so many medevacs and so many units that it looks like he might be 2-0 in Socke. In fact, we should be seeing GG in just a moment here.
GoOdy, he knows when to kite and when to hold his ground. GoOdy 2-0 in Socke. Some pretty dominant games. GoOdy playing very well.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward games. Almost not too much to analyze there.
No, there's not all that much. I mean, he went and attacked, and the force fields were not 100% perfect. So GoOdy got to out-micro just a little bit there, and Socke just could not quite hold on. So that's going to be a little bit upsetting for Socke, but Hasuobs, I'm sure, is pumping his fist somewhere, because if Socke doesn't win his next match, Hasuobs goes on to the EPS finals, whereas Socke does not quite qualify.
Socke in a tough position here. Again, those games not incredibly complex. You know, it's one of those situations where basically the Terran was just controlling a little bit better than the Protoss was.
Yeah.
I do want to point out, GoOdy does know when to run and when to hold his ground. He can see the situation where, okay, I've got enough medevacs. I don't need to kite anymore, because when I'm kiting, it's a little bit less damage.
Well, you know, GoOdy has his strengths and his weaknesses, but one thing he definitely is not weak in is experience. You can tell that in his play, because so many of his decisions, you know, whether he hits his macro or not, whether he micros correctly or not, he oftentimes makes the right choice. Like, oh, at this point in this game, depending upon what happened, this is the right choice to do.
All right, we're going to go ahead and have an interview here with GoOdy, the champion of the series. Jarrett, take it away.
I'm with the winner, ESC GoOdy, who took some time off of his black metal band to play some StarCraft 2. Well won, good games. Now you're on to the finals. Who would you rather face?
In the other semifinal, my teammate Daisy is playing, so I hope he wins, and then we can play a good final.
Great. Well, good luck in the final. That'll come up soon. And play well. Good game.